Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, here we are, group 2.
I'm Nabil Ananda.
I'm Muhammad Fadhila.
I'm Havizan Abrar.
We will explain why we chose the topic of child-free. Why are we discussing this topic? Many people still misunderstand what child-free means, and some consider it taboo. Here, we'll explore child-free living from societal, psychological, and religious perspective.
So, just like what Fadhil says before, today we're gonna talk about child free specifically from the perspective of society, psychology, and religion in Indonesia. And as you guys know, one of our reasons to bring this topic as our presentation is because we have the serious attention about the issue. So we want to inform the audience, the society about child free, so they can get to know more about child free. And in attempts to do that, we're starting from the definition of child-free first. Child-free refers to a deliberate and voluntary choice to not have a children. It differs from childless, which involves involuntary circumstances. So simply, child-free is a based on the freedom, based on human being choice to not have a children. And it difference with childless. Childless is not a human being choice. They don't want to be childless, and it came from some other factors that human cannot control. So that's the definition of child free. And there are some common reasons for choosing to be child free. And the first one is independence. So in Indonesia specifically, independent people who always want to live their life just by themselves. They sometimes think that they don't need anybody else, and they probably not to think about getting married either. So it kind of makes sense for these independent people to not having a child so they can focusing more on themselves. And the second one is career or educational focus. So for the people who always put career or educational focus as their top priority above everything, it makes sense that they probably don't have time and energy to focus on some other things, including to having a child. So for people who always want to want their career to be more better, they always chasing the dream, they always chasing the target. So sometimes they forget to enjoying their life, including having a child. And the third point is work-life balance. In Indonesia, work-life balance somehow becomes a tagline from for this young generation. They believe that they have to balancing their time for work and for life. But life in this sentence means that to have fun with their life, so they can work, but also they can have fun with themselves, with their friends, and with their partner. Child is not the part of this have fun because they don't think having a child is could be fun. So it kind of makes sense to people to don't want to having a child. And the fourth one is environmental consideration. For me, this is the actually the most makes sense reasons because environmental consideration is such an important factors. So if you are in a bad environment, it makes sense for you to think that you cannot have a child in this bad environment, in this bad city. You just think rationally uh, because bad circumstances, bad environment, and bad city could also possibly raise a bad child. And the last one is personal preference. And this is the most unique one, probably. It's because based on their preference, they might not be independent, they might not be having a good career or focusing in their career, they might not be work life balance, and they might not be in a bad environment. It's just they're using their freedom to choice to not having a children. It's kind of unique, right? So these are the five common reasons for someone to choose to be child free. Thank you. So, after I explain about the definition of child free, we're gonna start this discussion from the perspective of society in Indonesia. But disclaimer first: all the material in this point is based on research data from Rindu Fajar Islami et al. On 2022, and there are 121 respondents were the samples in the study, and there are 76 of women and 45 men, and 89.3% of the respondents were aged 15 to 25. So after we read this journal article, we can conclude the perspective of Indonesian society into 4 points below. So the first point is 58.7% of respondents were disagreed with this child-free lifestyle, while 41.3% agreed with this child-free lifestyle. And the second point is Indonesia. In Indonesia, children are an essential part of the family and are even awaited in a marriage. So, children are also important in life because a child will continue the lineage continuously. The third point is the presence of child free through social media has indeed been proven to impact the mindset of Gen Z. So they are more open to issues and problem will not reject the child free lifestyle outright. And the last point is, however, child free is also legally permitted in Indonesia based on law number 52 of 2009 in Article 1 and Paragraph 6. So, in conclusion, although this issue is a debate in a society and is divided into two groups, there are pros and cons, but most of the Indonesians will always still reject the existence of child-free lifestyle. Thank you.
Okay, after explaining about the definition and society, here I will continue the discussion about child free in psychology. I divided into four parts. The first point is the positive impact. The second point is negative impact. The third is psychological theories, and the last one is effect on mental health. In positive impact, I have five explanation about the psychology positive impact. Number one is independence. Number two is self development, relationship quality, and freedom, and financial ability. Next is a negative impact. Number one is loneliness and isolation. Uh, Number two is social stigma and family pressure. Number three is loss of parental role. The fourth is impact on couple relationship quality, and the last one is potential for increased stress. So in psychology is divided into two impact that there is positive and negative impact. Okay, next is psychology theories. In here I have three psychological theories. Number one is Erikson about the psychosocial development. Number two is from Maslow theory of needs, and the last one is humanistic psychology theory. Nah, and last one is effect on mental health. Number one is depression. Number two is anxiety. Now because of the 2 points above, rest time or a sleep disturbance will be disturbed because the depression and anxiety. Now, number three is decrease self-esteem, and the last one is quality of life. Okay, next.
Okay, after we discuss about society and psychology perspective, now we will discuss about religion perspective. The concept of being child free, choosing not to have children, is viewed differently across various religions and traditions. Below is a general perspective from several major religions regarding this topic. Religious perspective on child-free choices. First is Islam. Islam views children as blessing, but allows child-free choices for valid reason. Second, Christianity. Christianity sees children as a part of marital calling, yet acknowledges personal freedom. Third is Hinduism. Hinduism considers children a duty, but respects individual choices. Fourth is Buddhism. Buddhism doesn't mandate parenthood, focusing on inner growth. Conclusion, most religions value family, yet permit personal discussion. Consulting religious leader can provide guidance. Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you. That's all from us.
We're hoping that you guys can learn a new lesson from our presentation.
If there is any advice for us, let me or let us know in the comment. Bye guys.
Bye bye.